Okay. So let me adjust the camera and turn up the volume. I hope that you guys can hear me. I'm giving it a second to see who will want to join us. Maybe switching the light as well. Okay, people are tuning in. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, you can hear me. Hi, Jaded Kate. Hello, Ali Angel. I hope I pronounce Alice Angel, I think. Lena, Jules. Hello. Happy full moon in Leo. Yes, Jennifer. Nikita. Hello. Hello, my loves. Hi, Deba. Wow, guys, I was only expecting like me and two other people. I'm so happy. Hey, hi, Nilu. Hello. I'm so happy to see you guys. Hi, Nev. Hey, guys. I'm so happy to see you here tonight. So, we have a lot to celebrate. I want to briefly say that I am sorry I haven't been as present as I was supposed to be. There's been a lot of changes in my personal life, and I'd prefer to keep them private for a while because I'm manifesting. I'm trying to manifest some pretty big things. Let me know as well in the comments how you have been. Allah, hello guys. So as soon as I finish manifesting a couple of the things I've been working on, it's also not really just me, it has to do with other people as well. That's why it's taking a while. As soon as I'm finished with that, I will share my journey with you. Jennifer says it's been awful. We need to talk about why exactly is that. Feel free to express whatever feelings you have in the comment section. This is a safe space for you to let us know how you truly are feeling. Yeah. It is a bit of a tricky configuration right now, astrally speaking. I'm going to light the ceremonial candle as I'm going to be describing to you what's happening. We have a Sun conjunct Saturn throughout the entire month. Aquarius season is not a light season this year. Happy birthday, Aquarians, by the way. If any of you has prominent Aquarius placements in the chart, you guys know the drill. The prominent ones are the ascendant, the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, or Mars. These are our personal planets. If you have anything in Aquarius or conjunct Uranus, it's being affected very strongly by this energy. And you know, Sun conjunct Saturn means low vitality, delays, everything is super slow and difficult, and you feel like you have to push a wagon up a hill and the wheels are constantly breaking, and you have to go back, repair them, push up the hill again, go back, repair it, push up the hill again. So it is temporary, and it is the calm before the big changes that will happen in March. It's almost as if the universe is slowing everything down before it implodes. And I don't mean to scare you. Obviously, it's not going to be an implosion. There will be a big event the day when Pluto will switch signs from Capricorn to Aquarius in March, towards the end of March, and also when Saturn will switch signs from Aquarius into Pisces. So the good news are the following. Yes, it's difficult at the moment. Yes, we have a Saturn-filled sky, and that's never easy when Grandpa Saturn rules over us, right? But it's temporary, and it's the calm before the big changes that will come in March, and those changes will be hopeful. To make myself feel a little bit better, I've been watching the Skywalker trilogy, the Jedi, right? The Return of the Jedi, the Rise of Skywalker, and so on and so forth. The movies with Rey and Kylo Ren, that's the final trilogy of the Star Wars. God, I'm terrible at describing trilogies in general. It's not my comfort zone. My comfort zone are very weird, niche, artsy movies. But yeah, blockbusters are not really my style. But I've been watching the Star Wars story because it's giving me hope. And it's making me feel like, you know, beautiful changes are possible in the collective. So as you guys see here, I have a candle that is red. And this is because, first of all, I couldn't find the golden candle. I wanted to light a golden candle, but feel free to light up even a normal, simple white candle. Goes really well with the energy of the full moon in Leo. Feel free to do this as well if you have candles lying around you as you're joining this live. Light the candle as well. So I would say gold, white, or red are the best ones to light today because it's the day of the sun, Sunday, at least where I am at in Europe. Maybe where you guys are, it's Monday already or it's Saturday, I don't know, depending where you are on the meridian. But on Sunday, these are the colors that represent the sun. Also, these are the colors that represent Leo. Red, not so much, but I associate Leo with red because it's the energy of the heart. And as you guys know, Leo rules over the chest, over the heart, over the sanguine system, yeah, the blood in our veins. It's a very passionate, warm, loving, fun energy. And I feel that this actually captures it very well. I don't know why I'm feeling quite self-conscious. Maybe it's because it's been a while since I've been doing these lives with you guys. Hi Maliha, hello guys. But yeah, feel free to comment down below and let me know. How are you dealing with this sky? How are you holding on? What are big changes happening in your life at the moment? Or actually not necessarily big changes. Where in your life do you feel like things have been slowing down? It should be in the area of your chart where you have Aquarius right now. There should be a massive halt. I mean, we've been having such challenging energies one after the other in the sign of Aquarius ever since the pandemic. After we had that conglomeration of planets in Capricorn in 2020, you guys remember that, right? Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. And we also had the South Node in Capricorn back then. After that period, where it was the end of an era, we were kind of ushered into the age of Aquarius with the transit of Jupiter in Aquarius, then Saturn in Aquarius, that followed along with the transit of Jupiter ever since December 2020. And now Saturn is preparing to hand over the baton to Pluto, right? So Pluto is not at all soft. You guys know if you had a Pluto transit, they're usually memorable. And look at Scorpios, right? They're ruled by Pluto. You can say anything about them, but they're not necessarily subtle individuals. They could work in covert ways. They could be quite stealth, but they're not really, they pack a punch. They're intense. They're powerful. They leave a mark, they transform you inside out. So that's what we're gearing up towards. It's going to be an era of robotics blending with soul matters and sexuality, because Pluto rules over the soul, over sexuality. It will be an era of phenomenal progress in terms of science, but also dark science, because where Pluto touches, it colors everything with this dark glow. So we will see some of the darker aspects of technology, the collective, social groups. There will be a feeling of wanting to rebel just for the sake of rebelling, wanting to destroy the old world just for the sake of destroying it. So we will have to be very careful in this exploration in the future of what we are maintaining of the old world, what we should preserve and take care of, and what we should actually strive towards changing and making better, such as protecting the environment, right? Protecting the natural world that we see is going through this massive change with Uranus in the sign of Taurus right now, showing us where we are neglecting animals, failing the ecosystem, and not taking care of ourselves, not loving ourselves, like not really putting food that is good in our bodies, or getting caught up in this plastic fantastic habits of neo-late capitalism. Anyway, but that's not what I wanted to kind of segue into. I usually go on these parentheses, on these tangents. I just wanted to say that I'm really happy that you guys are here and that I'll do my best to be more present. There are a lot of changes happening. I am envisioning already a new way in which the spiritual social will be created. And I do have to say that I've also been feeling a little bit kind of uninspired lately in terms of actually showing up. But I'm trying to keep positive, and I'm trying to kind of like rev myself up. it's been a complicated period, I have to say, for light workers as well, for astrologers, for anyone who does anything online with Saturn in Aquarius. It's been showing up so many problems. This full moon, let's talk a little bit about this full moon. By the way, if you guys are not aware, I have a Patreon, and on Patreon I update it twice a month, every time when we have a new moon and a full moon. And you can sign up for as little as $2. I have 4 tiers, and each gives you a selection of different perks. And in one of those tiers, I also have I interpret the birth chart, or rather, not really the birth chart, but the chart, the lunar chart of the full moon and the new moon taking place in that specific month. And you also get like some smutty sensual audio interpretations, because unfortunately Patreon doesn't allow me to film videos in which I show you like the tarot of sexual magic, for example. But we're working our way around these limitations. That's what Saturn in Aquarius has been teaching me. Keep saying what you want to say, keep putting forth your values and your authentic voice, but do it in a way in which you kind of circumvent the regulations that are in place. It is a bit of a, how should I call it? It is a bit of a like stifling, overly moral, overly traditional environment at the moment with the North Node in Taurus. The North Node in Taurus, as you guys know, it's all about dogmatism. It's about purity. It's all about, let's keep it simple, let's not complicate it. And everything that is related to the opposite of Taurus, Scorpio, because we have the South Node there, is drained of vitality, is drained of power. So we've been having all these months in which issues such as sexuality, the occult, a belief in magic, intimacy, trusting other people, but also being haunted by really darker themes, have been gradually drained from the collective. And there's been a push towards focusing obsessively on money, material goods, food, beauty, things that take our mind away from other more intense things that are happening. So, as a person who has a channel here that deals with soul matters, the occult, magic, astrology, spirituality, I haven't been growing as much as I could have in the last months. And also because I've been going through a lot of family healing of my own, and I needed to prioritize myself for myself, if that makes sense. Jupiter in Pisces and now my Jupiter return in Aries has been making me become increasingly aware that in order to serve the collective in the long run, I need to prioritize myself for once. So I've been doing that. I've been a little bit more selfish with my energy, but it's been working wonders, because for me personally, a miracle has happened in my life, which is related to family healing, which I didn't think it was possible. This is a wound that I've been carrying in my heart ever since I was very small, and it's patching up. And I will share with you in a post which I'm writing at the moment. I'm actually co-writing an article with one of you crew members, with H. I'm not using her full name, just her initial, because this is how she wanted to be kind of like referred to. And I'm co-writing an article right now with her based on our experiences of deep fourth house transits. You guys know that the fourth house is the root of the zodiac. And let me know down in the comments as well, because I would be curious to find out. Hi, Simran. Um, Malina says it's definitely okay to be selfish. Sometimes you just need to put yourself first. Yes. And I understood that I need to do this in the long run, because I love what I do and I love my crew and I love the collective that we are building here. But sometimes I need to take a bigger break in order to be able to serve you guys on a deeper level, to bring you different services, better quality. And also I've been going through, because of this healing that's been happening in my life, I feel like some things have been changing inside of me, like in terms of my intuition, my dreams. I'll gradually share with you as we go along, because I don't want to overwhelm you with everything that I've been going through, but I feel a deep energetic shift. Also because I feel like I've been integrating parts of my shadow self. I'm noticing a lot of my mistakes, my shortcomings, and I'm making friends with them for the first time in my life. I'm not ashamed of them. I'm actually like Yeah, I think I'm gonna own that, you know? I think I'm gonna own being terrible at something instead of being afraid of it. Hi, Mariam. Hello. Hi, Ariana. Hi, Yusho. Um, should I turn up the volume? I'm sorry, guys, but I think I will need to get a microphone or something because this is as big as it goes, as high as it goes. So we lit up a candle here to celebrate the full moon in Leo, red for the passionate heart of Leo, just in case you guys are just channeling or tuning in right now. I have here my moon globe. We can celebrate the full moon in Leo. There we go. It actually changes color. So happy full moon. I hope that whatever you planted or whatever you started, whatever you initiated 6 months ago is actually coming to fruition. I hope too that I'll be able to give you better services. I will improve a little bit my technology. It's all connected to this thing I'm trying to manifest right now, and it's still a secret because, as you guys know, in order for things to actually manifest in reality, you sometimes have to be a bit more secretive about them until they get born, and then once they're born, you celebrate with everyone. So hopefully in a month's time, maybe 2 months maximum, I'll be able to do a bit of a change in looks and the equipment I've been using, because yeah, Saturn in Aquarius has been showing me that I need to improve a lot of the equipment I've been working with. Um, so yeah, tell me in the comments, in which house do you have Aquarius in your birth chart, if you know that, guys. Hi, Hilal Nur. Hi. Greetings from Turkey. Oh, thank you. I have a little bit of makeup on because I went outside earlier today. But hi, Jeff. Hi. Hey, hello, guys. I'm so happy you're all here. Hi, Chris. Yes, Chris is saying all we need is love. Always, definitely. That's the moon in Leo. That's what it reminds us of. It's the energy of the heart. And I do apologize, guys, but you know how I am. I kind of tend to segue from one point to another. We have a lot to celebrate, not just the full moon in Leo, not just the fact that we are 1 month away from a really, really big transformation, and the fact that if the collective felt separate, whoa, if the collective felt separate or heavy, or using technology or communicating felt very limiting, it's almost done. Okay, Saturn will leave the sign of Aquarius and we will feel more connected as groups. We will feel like the internet is fun again after a lot of things that had to break down and be changed and reorganized, right? I was noticing as well, I was following some bigger YouTubers, and for example, if you guys know Asmon Gold, he has these like clips in which he comments on other like other bigger YouTubers, and also I think Pyrocynical, he's a big YouTuber from the UK. They comment about the drama that other YouTubers have been going through, or all the big changes in the tech companies, and we see a lot of changes right now with, you know, Twitter, with TikTok being in competition with YouTube. YouTube is going through a lot of changes as well. I do apologize, my nose started running. It usually happens when I light up candles. It's an indication that spirit is present. So thank you guys so much for being here. Someone says, hi Jules, Aquarius in the 7th house, Aqua in the 5th house. That house where you are feeling blocked right now, where Saturn is making you go over a lot of mistakes, where Saturn is putting you through limit upon limit, that house will be unleashed in March. So get ready. Get ready for a reward. Saturn usually gives you, at the end of the ordeal, it shows you a lot of your mistakes. It shows you a lot of the things you need to correct and put more hard work into. It never gives you anything without effort. You have to show stamina in order to achieve its kind of like, I don't know, final test. But it gives you something tangible. And in that house, you will find a gift in March after everything that you had to go through. And yeah, Simran Singh, how to see astrology chart. You can input, so Simran, you can put your date of birth into cafeastrology.com. They have a natal birth chart calculator. Or AstroDeans, you have astroseek.com as well. These are usually some reliable chart calculators out there. There is a Vedic astrology one, but I forgot. I think if you just type Vedic birth chart, Vedic astrology calculator, you could actually see your Vedic chart as well. A lot of you have been asking me if I use Vedic astrology because I talk a lot about the north and the south node of the moons, and sometimes I call them by their Vedic names, Ketu and Rahu. No, I've just learned from a Bulgarian astrologer, Astrolada or Lada Duncheva, and she studied with Vedic masters. But I am just a Western astrologer, okay? I don't use Vedic astrology, although I do agree that it is more precise because it follows the actual constellations as they shifted in time. But I am more of a of a traditionalist in terms of how I use my astrological knowledge. So a tropical astrologer, that's me. Just so you guys know. Sidereal astrology, yes, it's Vedic astrology, correct. Buying a deck from your wishlist count for a birth chart? Yes, yeah. Feel free to purchase a gift from my list and then just let me know what service you would like. Yeah? That's one wonderful way in which you could get a reading from me or a birth chart interpretation without needing to use PayPal. I'm also working in the coming months to try to change my monetary system. I need to speak to my accountant as well. So to make it a bit easier to open up orders for those of you who are not using PayPal, because I got a lot of requests from people who want to purchase something from me, but they're not friendly with PayPal. PayPal does charge a lot of like ridiculous taxes. They've been increasing them in the last month, so I was thinking of kind of changing this towards something a bit more easier to use, like Revolut or something different. But this is not something that I can just make overnight. I have to talk to my accountant because you guys know I pay taxes for my services, of course. We have here, I was wondering about Vedic astrology. Oh, I missed you too. Wait, I just need, I can't really see the live chat. I need to actually use my finger on the screen. Yeah. Clued up. Hey, hi, Clued up. That's so nice of you. Um, yes, so as you guys know, I'm a Western astrologer, okay, not a Vedic astrologer. Okay, I think we could do something to celebrate the other thing I wanted to say, because I keep saying we should celebrate, but I open up these parentheses. So we're celebrating the full moon in Leo. We're also celebrating Imbolc. Yeah, we're celebrating the pagan holiday, the birth of the light in the middle of winter. I'm actually quite new to these pagan celebrations. I'm still learning about them. I feel that there are more advanced witches out there. As you guys know, I consider myself a light worker, which could be seen as the equivalent of a white witch. I work with the light, I work with angels, with ancestors, with guiding deities, specifically with Archangel Michael. But I feel like I'm developing my knowledge of everything that is related to pre-Christian mythology and pre-Christian rituals. So I'm learning about them. And I have it here in the Practical Witches spell book, as you guys know. Why do you see repeating numbers clued up? Can I, okay, wait a minute. Anissa is asking, can I do a twin flame reading in the future? Yes. I've been a little bit missing in action regarding twin flame energy, mostly because I've been going through a bit of a crisis of knowledge, not of knowledge, of faith regarding twin flames. In the last year, Jupiter in Pisces has been bringing me this weird kind of detachment from my own belief system. But you guys know that people who doubt are actually the people that believe the most. That it's normal for a person that believes in a specific faith, in a specific God, in a specific religion, to go through these moments when their love is tested or their faith is tested in some way. That only makes your belief and your faith stronger. And that's been 2022 for me. I feel like I've been a little bit detached from everything that I believed in. But I feel like I'm coming back. I feel like in this period, I'm coming slowly back into this energy of higher order spiritual connections. And I just didn't want to do readings that were not in alignment for you. I didn't want to lie to you guys, because there are a lot of readers out there who just churn up reading after reading because the public demands. But I'm not like that. I feel like if I don't feel it, I didn't do it. I tried to do in the past certain readings that were not aligned, and they were flops, you know. The energy just didn't carry through, and I didn't feel happy with my work. So I tried to be as much as possible in alignment. Sorry if this makes me a little bit of a of a hipster reader, but I do genuinely care about the quality of my work. So I will do my best to return to twin flame readings as I will feel called to do so. Okay, guys. Um, I have here as well a prayer for a stress-free life, which I identified. Jules, thank you so much. Jules is saying staying true to oneself is the most important. Yes, 100%. I want to read you the prayer for a stress-free life under the guidance of this beautiful candle that we have here. And I also wanted to say, guys, that I purchased this statue, which I found randomly, completely randomly. I love it when this happens. I feel so guided when random things appear in my life. And this is a statue of the god, the Egyptian god Horus, the light bringer. And this happened to me 2 days before this full moon. So in between Imbolc and this full moon, in this period when we are also wrapping up and celebrating the official entry into the lunar new year of the water rabbit, this statue appeared. And I saw it randomly in a shop. I was actually in the city going towards a bank to have a very boring administrative meeting. It was boring, but I had to do it. And I like to look into the, into the windows of charity stores and like vintage shops, and I just saw the statue and I was like, oh my god, it speaks to me. And it's interesting because if you guys remember from the Keepers of the Light Oracle, which is quite popular in the tarot community, in our spiritual community, we have this card which resonated volumes. So we have here Horus, and the keyword is the cosmic gateway, which reminds me of the sci-fi series Stargate, if you guys know it. And the thoughts here, the affirmations are: your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring, okay? B is talking something about 7 years. 7 is a very powerful number, right? 7 is considered in, at least in Hebrew mythology, to be the number of God. I mean, God created the world in 7 days, and I would say it because I'm trying to move away from the idea that God is a he. It rested in the seventh day, on the 7th day, so Sunday, today, basically. So coming back to this image, the Keepers of the Light Oracle, we have here, your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. I mean, if this isn't a sentiment very similar to Saturn in Aquarius, then I don't know what. Oh, B is saying that 2023 is a 7-year. Yeah, if you'd add up all the numbers in the year. Yeah, very interesting. 7 is a very spiritual vibration. And on top of this, some of you are life path 7. Yeah, and it's interesting to correlate this with your potential twin flame or soulmate if you already have met them, if you're lucky enough to know who they are. So our thoughts are powerful. Saturn in Aquarius has been slowing this down. It has been depleting us of this confidence that our words and our thoughts are powerful. It's been making us doubt. It's been making us make mistakes in terms of how we communicate. It's been making us want to retreat and give up on being part of a group or feeling like we belong. Most of us have been quite reclusive in this period in 2022. And a lot of us have given up on the idea that we can actually build a better world. If you look at all the conflicts and the terror and the domination that has been happening and the wars that have started. But this is just the preparation for Pluto gradually moving the power from the hands of the 1% into the hands of us. I need to remind you guys that last time when Pluto was in Aquarius, first of all, fun fact, Australia was formed. So from a group of outcasts, convicts, a nation was born, right? Because most of the first settlers, not the original ones, not the Aboriginal people that were already sanctifying the land and using the land there and protecting it in Australia, but I'm talking about the British Empire using Australia as some sort of like new land in which they basically sent a lot of the people that they deemed not fitting into their wonderful society anymore. So it's interesting, right? Pluto and Aquarius, outcasts, outlaws, weirdos, right? People that nobody wants to have around, dumping them into a place and calling that a nation. And look at how amazing that nation actually managed to create itself in time. Of course, there are a number of problems in Australia, like in other countries, but they managed to create something quite homogeneous and interesting, and culturally they do stand out, right, from other countries as well. So they have this national identity. So that happened during Pluto and Aquarius. Another thing that happened, um, the US became a nation, right? And they did it with the help of France. They were fighting the empire, right? The British, the great British Empire, which was the most powerful force in the world at the moment, at that time. And actually, the interesting thing is that towards the end, so at the beginning of Pluto and Aquarius, um, the 13 colonies that were actually fighting for their freedom, they created the Declaration of Independence, and they began the war. And with the help of a very powerful ally, France, they managed to win it. And the beautiful thing is that the French people then were inspired by the success of the small group of outcasts, or how they were considered by the British empires, because Americans were considered outcasts by the British empires to a certain extent. Um, they saw the strength of that small group of colonies being able to overthrow the empire, and they also became a republic. So there was the revolution that happened within France um, that changed it from within. I'm speaking a little bit like with not so much confidence because I'm not a historian. I'm just an astrologer, but I'm trying to kind of give you a breakdown of how difficult it was for them and how difficult it must have been for all these nations that were struggling to form an identity, to understand what are we, to fight against this. We are evil, we are outcasts, we are weirdos. And in the end, they formed these beautiful identities, right? These very strong, powerful, economic, political identities. And I think that we see this very clearly what's happening at the moment with Ukraine, for example, trying to detach itself from the remnants of the Russian bloc. And I think this is going to have, and the European Union is helping them. And I do believe that, a small nation can win a devastating war. And I think that this will have ripple consequences for the European Union. So because the European Union is helping Ukraine, much like France was helping the US colonies, I think Ukraine is going to win. And I think what's going to happen afterwards is that within the European Union, we're going to change from the inside out. And this will have some really interesting effects for Romania as well, because we're kind of like at the intersection of a lot of transit routes. And I do think that my nation is going to change because I had a look at the birth chart of Romania, and we have Pluto and Aquarius in the first house. So this is going to be a massive change in our culture and identity in the next 22 years. But anyway, more about this in a clip, which I hope I will create. I have so many astrological clips needing to be created. But I need to do some research regarding them. I need to check the facts. I also have a clip on Chiron. Chiron is very powerful this year because it is transiting in tandem with Jupiter. And this talks about massive healing on a spiritual level. And it talks about regaining sovereignty. Each of us individually, we're regaining our sovereignty by healing something important in our lives. But we are doing it all on our own. We're not necessarily sharing this with other people. Not yet, at least. So the prayer for a stress-free life that I want to share with you guys is the following. My life is mine to live as I choose. I must but choose to be better. Vital breath of life I breathe. No more pain and strife. Wise ones, bring us health and life. Bring love and luck. Bring us blessed peace on this new day. In this flame, we see the past. In the fire, we see the future. At the beginning of the week, we see happiness large and small, harm to none, and health to all. God bless. So may it be. And this is beautiful because we are also doing it in the presence of the light bringer, the god Horus, who was actually created out of a father that he almost did not have. So you guys know Horus is the child of Osiris and Isis, and his father was actually killed by his uncle Set in a moment of chaos. Set decided to use his anger against Osiris and killed him. And then Isis, and I think it was Nephthys as well, the partner of Set, they had to go under the cover of the darkness and to trace the pieces of Osiris and put him back together. And then Isis made love to him to revive Osiris, and she got pregnant with Horus. So it's a beautiful story of death and rebirth, and how even when you think all is dead and gone, it can always be rescued, and it can always be transformed into fresh life, fresh earth. So that's why Osiris appears sometimes as a god with a green face, because he represents the fertility of the Nile. And the Nile, as you guys know, it's one of those beautiful bodies of water that run through such a desertic landscape. So it's a symbol of life in the midst of death. And yeah, I just find Egyptian mythology to be very resonant for some reason in this period. And as you guys know, today we're celebrating Leo, and Leo is ruled by the sun, and Egyptians were worshipping the sun. Their supreme god, Ra, was the solar disk. It was the beauty of the sun, everything that brings life. And I think that maybe this is why Egyptian themes tend to bubble up to the surface. You guys know that full moons are all about we're bringing something up to the light. And it could be an idea, it could be a project, something that you've worked very hard for, at least in the last 6 months, if not a year or two maybe, is actually coming to fruition. It's coming to some sort of resolution, completion. Just like the beautiful globe of the moon is now seen completely in its full circumference, diameter, I don't know how you want to call it. Phoenix rising, exactly. B is saying it's because the truth is reaching the light about Egypt. I think it's a beautiful nation. Unfortunately, we see how in these places in the world where mythology has been so rich, where there have been so many incredible works of poetry and art, in these places in the world there is so much war and conflict and violence right now. We see, for example, what's happening with Iran. And Iran is one of the cradle of some of the most beautiful poetry and art. And it's just, if you think about it, what it resonated and what it stood for, and now what it's politically turned into. But I think that this is part of a process of integrating our shadow. And we see how we are integrating shadows at the level of our personal lives, but also collectively as countries. We have to integrate our shadows, lest they overrun us and turn us into totalitarian regimes. I do have faith that things will change for the better. And to celebrate Imbolc as well, I will do it in my very kind of beginner pagan witch way. And I've read about the fact that for Imbolc, which usually takes place on the 2nd of February, but I thought this was a wonderful opportunity to celebrate Imbolc, even if a little bit later. I hope that's okay. We're still in this energetic, beautiful end of winter kind of energy. Usually you would give an offering of milk for Imbolc, yeah, so in honor of this beautiful pagan holiday. I'm drinking a bit of milk for the collective. Also, my cat Luna had some milk, but now she's sleeping, resting. And I also wanted to light up some incense. I have here an incense called Buddha Blessing. So under the watchful gaze of Horus, and we have here a red light for the full moon in Leo, I'm lighting up some incense, which, if I'm not mistaken, yes, this one is called Buddha's Blessings. I highly recommend it. It smells amazing, guys. And I'm not advertising. I'm not advertising for anything here. All of these are just things I'm using personally. In light of this incense that I've burned, I hope it's going to burn. It's a bit humid in my room because it's very, very cold outside. It's also the year of the water rabbit, so a lot of emotions, a lot of melancholy moods. By the way, guys, this is an excellent year to do home decorations, renovations in your house, to switch home, to purchase a property. The rabbit is a very domestic, elegant sign. A beautiful year for artistry as well, for diplomatic relationships, for finding new investment routes. Also, by the way, I hope you also had your little red pouch, a red silk pouch to celebrate the Lunar New Year. I filled mine with some beautiful affirmations. I have some jade inside of it. I have some money. It's Romanian money, so it's not worth much, but I have some bills inside here. And I heard that it's customary to put some offerings in these little pouches, like some cookies or food, fortune cookies or money, and to give them to people you love, members of your family. So yeah, I've been having this pouch with me ever since the new moon in Aquarius, and I haven't opened it up. I will open it up after I finish this live, because it is the full moon and we are officially into the new Lunar New Year. Please tell us something about Leo. Of course. Well, if you skipped at the beginning, I actually introduced this live by saying that Leo is heart energy, right? So it rules over the most important, I would say, the most important organ. Oh, and the beautiful thing is that, do you know that Egyptians believed that our intelligence doesn't lie in the brain, but it lies in the heart? And that's why the heart was so important. It was considered to be the thing that contained your consciousness. So I think you're familiar with the story of Ma'at, the feather of justice. Ma'at was considered to be this justice goddess that would weigh your soul at the end of your life and would determine whether you would be able to go to the underworld and sit next to Osiris on a field of wheat, or whether you would be thrown into the jaws of Amut or Amut. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Amut was this kind of like alligator shaped god or goddess. I don't exactly know the gender, but it would be a beast that would chew you up and kill you over and over again. So there's a reason why I have the scale here to remind me of Ma'at and the feather of justice. And they would usually put over here, not your brain, they wouldn't measure your brain and weigh it against the feather, but they would put your heart and weigh that against the feather, because Egyptians believed that the heart was the center of life, the center of the soul and your intelligence. So there we go. We are linking the full moon in Leo with Egyptian mythology. So Leos are very confident, they're very brave, they are very playful as well. They have this incredible energy because they're ruled by the most vital star at the center of our galaxy, the sun that warms up our entire ecosystem. Everything revolves around the sun. The sun never revolves around anybody else. The sun never goes retrograde. Only the planets do, yeah? So it is this wonderful, warm-like energy. When used in a higher vibration, Leos can be phenomenal leaders, phenomenal religious, spiritual guide mentors, I would say, guides, mentors. They are great artists as well. The beautiful thing about Leo energy is that whatever they want to do in life, if they do it with confidence, they will achieve it. If they want to be a professional bodybuilder, they will be wonderful at it. If they want to be a great actor or actress, they will be wonderful at it. If they want to be a politician, great, they're going to be great at it. We all have Leo in our chart. So even if you're not a sun in Leo, or a moon in Leo, or an ascendant in Leo, we all have this energy in our chart. We all have the house. Even if you don't have planets or points in it, there is a part of you, a part of the 12 houses that shape your soul pattern, your cosmic, if you want to call it, map. Because that's what the birth chart is. It's a snapshot of the sky under which you were born. We all have that, yeah? So we all can tap into Leo energy. Some of us more than others, depending on how you feel it, how you resonate with it. If you are a sun in, let's say, Taurus or Capricorn, you are sitting in a square with Leo energy. You're not so comfortable with it. You can appreciate it from afar, You can admire it, but it will drive you crazy if you have to live with it on a daily basis. Um, Usually, when we sit in aspects of tension or in squares with other astrological signs, those are karmic markers. So, usually between Tauruses and Leos, Capricorns and Leos, which other sign? I'm trying to think. Scorpios and Leos, there are very big karmic tensions that need to be released. That's not to say that you guys won't find each other attractive. I know of a lot of people who, in reality, they really enjoy relationships, and one of them could be a Sun in Scorpio and the other one Sun Leo. Actually, I know of a lot of couples that are of this nature. I think I've heard of the most Scorpios being together in long term relationships with Libras and Leos rather than Cancers or Pisceans, as traditional astrology would have them believe that they are compatible with. And that's usually because we tend to be very strongly attracted to resolving our karma in this reality. Coming back to Leo now and this energy, it's actually part of the warmest period of the year, at least in the northern hemisphere, which is the end of July, beginning of August. That's also a period when a lot of people go on holidays. It's too hot to do anything. So we basically just lounge around and enjoy leisure. We enjoy exploring our hobbies. And that's why Leo is associated with the fifth house in astrology. And the fifth house is the fun place. The fifth house is the joyride. It's the house of short term romances, it's the house of having fun in the sun, feeling like a child yourself, playing with children, and that childlike joy, that naivety, that sense of fun that you have when you just roll around on the carpet with a bunch of kids around you. It's the house of small pets as well. It's also the house of fun fairs, weddings, births, celebrations. Not necessarily the births themselves, because birthing has to do with the 8th house and the 12th house, but it's more about celebrating the birth. It's about organizing the party. Yeah, the 5th house is the party. If you want to think about it this way. Now, on a deeper level, the 5th house is about your skills, what you're good at, what you're able to shine at, what you share yourself with the collective. So it's the performance house. It's also the house of artists, directors, anybody that has to deal with, I am on stage and I'm showing the world what I'm good at. This can sometimes be you being part of a political rally, right? You are on stage and you're trying to convince the public to vote for you. Or you can be an opera singer and you're trying to use your body and your voice to get people to feel something transcendental. And usually the 5th house is associated with God and inspiration, because as you guys know, if you're creative and if you draw, if you sing, if you dance, if you're acting, if you're dabbling a little bit in these things as hobbies, not necessarily as a full-time profession, you know that creation involves you working in tandem with something else. You're never alone when you create. It's like you feel possessed by an idea, or you feel like you go into the flow of creativity, or you go into that period of moratorium where you feel like your ideas don't make sense for a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, illumination. Wow, I got it. That process, the process of creativity, of imagination, of feeling inspired, of understanding where do your ideas come from, that's guided by a higher force. And that's why the 5th house is usually associated with the divine as well. So that's the area of Leo traditionally. That's the area of all these experiences I've described. Some people also associate the 5th house with short-term romances, because it's about the experience of falling in love and that whole headiness, of feeling butterflies in your stomach and feeling like you're desired and wanted. It's basically the spring part of love, that beginning love, that crush like love. It's not necessarily the commitment, it's not the hardship, it's not the painful experiences that a couple goes through. It's just the milk and honey honeymoon phase, basically, of a connection. That's the 5th house. That's why people who have a lot of planets in Leo or the 5th house can be like the most romantic dreamboats ever, but they might not commit for the long run. A lot of people, and I mean, I could actually create a video on this. I don't want to sound, because I don't want to actually make people seem, how should I say, to discriminate against Okay, I'm just gonna say it. People who have certain personal planets in the fifth house, watch out for dating them, okay? But that's why I'm trying to not actually portray them in a negative light, because there can always be exceptions, right? But if you are dating somebody who has a Mars in the fifth house, Pluto in the fifth house, Venus in the fifth house, that's usually an individual that stays around for the good part of the connection but might not commit for the whole ordeal, might not be there by your side when you're going through a disease or when you're struggling. They might be there for the good part of the connection and not necessarily for the tough part of the connection. They would be amazing in the first part. I mean, these are people that are super fun and super energetic and playful and exciting and romantic, but then they kind of tend to die down as soon as difficulties begin to enter into a connection. That's why the fifth house and Leo energy struggles a little bit with Saturn, Capricorn, Pluto, Scorpio energies, because those are the energies that are about, hey, we're in this for life. While the fifth house is like, I'm only here as long as my hair looks good, or I'm only here as long as I'm having fun. If I'm not having fun, I'm out the door. So that's kind of the downside of the fifth house. I see the chat here. You guys are talking about dashas and nakshatras. Okay, that's a conversation that's way beyond my level of expertise. I wouldn't even presume I know anything about that. I do know that it has something to do with the lunar houses, the lunar mansions, but as I said, I don't want to give you guys misleading information. What I do want to say while this incense is burning, I want to actually call in for Imbolc, just as a small celebratory thing we can do right now. I want to call in the directions, if I can actually find the page at which I was at. There's a small prayer that I found in this book in which you can actually summon the north, south, east, and west directions. Sorry about these, guys. I actually had a bookmark here. Yes, there we go. I found it. It took a while, but I found it. So this is actually called the Rite of Imbolc, the coming season, February 2nd. Yeah, so Imbolc is celebrated each year on February 2nd. I can read you a little bit about it because maybe some of you don't know that. So Imbolc, or Candlemas, is the midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. Yeah, this festival anticipates the coming of spring with feasts and blessings. Tradition holds that milk, yeah, so we have it here, milk must be served, and modern pagans have expanded that to include yogurt, butter cookies, ice cream, flan, cheeses, nogs, and any related food or drink to be shared. This is an auspicious time to welcome in new members of your spiritual circle and induct new witches into your coven. So there you go. If you felt like Saturn in Aquarius is about to bless you with privileged access into a group that you've always wanted to be part of, but you were excluded before, I think this is coming up for you guys. So Candlemas is a heartwarming occasion, but it is still winter time, so kindling for the hearth or bonfire should include pine, juniper, cedar, and holly, along with wreaths of the same evergreens to mark the 4 directions. Let's see, milk and honey, Varisha, Meleostellium. Okay, some of you are commenting just with numbers. Could you please expand on what are these numbers? Is that your birth date, guys? Anyway, coming back to this. So strong incense, such as cedar, cinnamon, or frankincense, will bless the space. Unfortunately, I only have frankincense as essential oil, but I decided to use my Buddha's Blessings incense. Maybe next time, next year, I will prepare a more serious ritual in light of everything else that I will be learning up until then. The circle leaders begin the rituals by lighting the incense from the fire and then facing each direction in turn and intoning. So this is the way in which we can summon the 4 directions. This would be west, this would be east. Welcome, guardians of the east. Bring your fresh winds and breath of life. Come to the circle of Imbolc. Welcome, guardians of the south. You bring us hearth and health. Come to the circle on this holy day. Welcome, guardians of the West, place of setting sun and mighty mountains. Come to us. Thank you, Maria. I'm sure you're beautiful too. Welcome, guardians of the North, land of life-giving rains and snow. Come to our circle on this sacred day. God bless, so may it be. As above, so below. As within, so without. The beautiful thing is that if you guys remember the World card, the Major Arcana, the final card, it shows a woman naked, surrounded by a wreath, and then it shows 4 astrological signs, the fixed signs. We have the eagle that represents Scorpio, the higher vibration of Scorpio. After the Scorpio is killed in the burning fire of its phoenix rising, it transforms into the eagle, a person that is able to see the bigger picture of its pain. Then we have the head of an angel, that is Aquarius, because as you guys know, Aquarians rule over heaven, higher knowledge, and intense bouts of illumination that they educate and share with the collective to help humanity progress. And then we have the head of the lion, Leo, the one we are celebrating tonight. Leo is also the shadow side of Aquarius, much like Aquarius is the shadow side of Leo. So it's interesting, right? Because right now with this full moon, we have the sun in Aquarius and the full moon and the moon in Leo. It's always like this. So whenever we have a full moon event, the sun is always sitting opposite from the moon. And that's because they're integrating each other's essence and energy. It's a yin and yang transformation. And the other sign that was on the World card is Taurus, the head of the bull, yeah? Venus, grounded Venusian energy, fixed earth, the most stable, solid foundation you could have in life. And as I said before, because we began earlier by talking about how Leo sits in tension a little bit with these energies, because Leos are square to Tauruses, and Tauruses are also opposites from Scorpios. Scorpios are in a square with Leos, and they're square with Aquarians, and Aquarians are opposites from Leos. So if you look at that beautiful card, it holds so much meaning, and it's the final card that wraps up the big energetic cycle. And it contains those fixed energies, fixed water, fixed air, fixed fire, which we are celebrating tonight, and fixed earth. So I think that when we are celebrating a full moon in the sign that is fixed fire, we are celebrating one of the legs on which the World card is standing upon. And that shows that we are illuminating the completion of a really important period in which we had to grow in how we handle our anger, because that's the downside of Leo, anger, right? Justice, righteous anger. This is not fair. I'm going to lash out. Wow. The Metro Goldwyn Mayer lion. If you guys remember that from old movies. But at the same time, I feel like we still have a little bit more to integrate regarding the water, the earth, and the air energies. And we're going to be talking those at the corresponding full moon lunar events. Now I'm going to try to do some makeup, as I promised you guys. I'm not going to do something really complicated. As I said, I already have some makeup on. I'm going to try to change my lipstick at least, because I think this is not a very Leo color. And as I will be doing some of my makeup, I'm also going to be pulling some cards for you all. So try to think right now in the chat. Hi Rania. Hi Varisha. Thank you so much, guys, for these beautiful compliments. I'm sure you are also gorgeous people as well. I mean, anybody in my crew is an intelligent, gorgeous soul. But in the last minutes of this live, as I will be putting some color into my face, I want you guys to think of a question and type it in the chat so I can pull a card for you. Okay? So as I will be momentarily quite silent as I'm trying to apply lipstick on my lips, think of a question. Sol, Simran, twin flames are instantly attracted to each other. Guys, I always say it. Keep in mind, the twin flame is you. Your twin flame is you. It's you in another body. Whether it is male or female, most likely it is in the body of the opposite gender that you are. Because of the whole polarity issue between the twin flames and how you need to integrate masculinity with femininity. But it could be, and I haven't actually researched anything regarding that, it could be that your twin flame decides to change their sex as part of the process of integrating their other half. So keep an open mind regarding that. Pluto in Aquarius is going to show us all sorts of interesting, complex connections between people and machines, right? Between higher order spiritual counterparts, people that have connections with others across dimensions. That's going to be a big one as well. I have some zits on my face, guys, because I know TMI, but on Imbolc, exactly on the 2nd of February, even though I was so busy that I forgot it's Imbolc, I had my period, and my body really wanted to remind me of the fact that it is here, it is present, and my hormones came back with a vengeance. In spite of the fact that I've been actually taking quite good care of myself, ginger tea and eating lots of parsley helps tremendously against cramps. So yeah, if you're also menstruating around the full moon like I am, or around the pagan holiday like it happened to me this year, then a day or two before, try to give your body, you know how you feel it like it's coming, you feel the mood, you feel the paranoia, you feel the weirdness, the temperature changes. Try to feed your body ginger or parsley. Obviously, everybody's bodies are different. You know best what works for your body, but this is some advice I got from a friend of mine who dabbles in nutritionism, and it actually helped me have less cramps. So there you go. Just a random fact. Okay, so I'm feeling the Vava Voom from this lipstick. I feel like I'm matching this. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to use red eyeliner. I have a set of colorful eyeliner pens. I went a bit loca and I bought a lot of them from H&M, I think. And yeah, I want to keep experimenting with them. So again, I'm using the camera instead of a mirror, which is not good. I should learn how to use the mirror. Okay. Robertoni, I'm on 2. He wants me or not, Chris. Yeah, I guess this is the quality content you came here for, right? Subscribe, hey! Like this video, buy a super thanks. Thank you very much. You're just looking at me silently messing up my eyeliner. Great. Okay, so I'm completely covered in red right now. You would say that this is a full moon in Aries energy, by the looks of it, but I'm into experimenting, as you guys know. Yeah, and you know, I'm not a beauty makeup guru. You're not here to see Nikki tutorials or Jeffree Star, okay? God bless them, they're doing amazing work. I mean, you're here to watch me being goofy and entertaining as I talk to you about astrology and the occult. Yeah, I don't know. What's happening here? Guys, what's happening here? I need help with the corner of my eye. The corner of my eye is in mutiny. It decided it wants out. The United States of my face is no longer a thing. Okay, my skin is in a Declaration of Independence. Oh boy. It's gonna be a fun time, guys, because, I don't know, are you looking forward to Pluto in Aquarius? Do you have Pluto transiting over any of your personal planets? I will have mine over my Venus. So expect some pretty dramatic facial transformations. I'm letting you know right now, I'm not a big believer in plastic surgery, mostly because it's expensive and I'm not rich, as you guys know. Um, but if you have the money and if you want to change your face, go ahead, boo, you do you. But it's just you won't see plastic surgery from me, but you might see some pretty ridiculous styles in the coming months, years. I mean, even more ridiculous than I usually am. For those of us who are just joining us, I am using Leo inspired colors to try to do something. Yeah, let's give it like fins. Yeah. Why follow a pattern when you can break the pattern, right? I want petals. There we go. It looks like tomato sauce just exploded on my face. I will call this Astro Pizza Delight. Oh my god. Yeah, well. Fins look like fangs. Yes, they do. I look like a vampire, just bit my face accidentally. um, Another color that I associate with Leo, as I said at the beginning, is gold. So I'm going to try to hopefully not burn myself by kicking this candle. But I'm going to go for one of these colors over here. So I have a lot of gold in this palette. By the way, I'm using this palette, which is called I Love Revolution, Fortunes and Crystals. Again, not sponsored. I just bought it for myself. I thought it was cute. And it has here, we have Precious, Fortune, Heal, Riches, and Affluence. So which gold should I go for? Should we go for affluence? Should we go for heal? Riches? Yeah, should we go for riches? Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm doing it again. Oh my god, I never learn. You see the force of habit. Using the appropriate mirror, not the camera mirror. Okay. Oh yeah, this is really pretty. Being rich is pretty. If this is not the lesson of Pluto and Capricorn, then I don't know what, guys. I mean, Pluto and Capricorn has been drilling into us the power of money. And I'm so sick of it. I don't know about you. I mean, God bless them. I love Capricorn energy. I really like Capricorns in general as well. You guys know I'm obsessed with Saturn and Pluto, mostly because I have so much of it in my natal chart. A lot of karma in my chart. Wow, this is intense. Oh my god. Whoa. I mean, I feel like I look like Germany right now. You know, dark hair, red, gold. I'm basically the flag of Germany. By the way, a rich and affluent country. And one that happens to, or I at least happen to carry my family name from it. Okay. Pi is like, hey, hey, hey. What's happening, guys? I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying this. It's already 1 hour into it. I want to pull some cards for you right now. Capricorn is in my 8th house, so you get it. Oh, Maria, I'm sure you have stories to tell us. I'm sure you have Saturn in the 8th house. Wow. I mean, not Saturn specifically, but the energy of Saturn ruling over your 8th house. Whew. This actually is quite sexy. The older you grow, the more experienced you become, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I have here the Muse Tarot. Please excuse the atrocious makeup. Enjoy it as it is. By the way, I'm part of the Thin Eyebrow Girls Club. I know some people have been commenting on my eyebrows, and I'm very proud of them. I want them to look very thin. I don't care if the I don't know, overall style around in this late Pluto and Capricorn era is Cara Delevingne like bushy eyebrows. I mean, I appreciate women who have those striking eyebrows, but I feel like I want to look like Marlene Dietrich. I want to look like Angelica Houston, Morticia Adams style, Family Adams values. Those are kind of like my style icons. I want to look like Dita Fontis, you know? That's my basic inspiration right now. So in case you guys are wondering what is going on with these eyebrows, it's just my preference, my style, my shiz, you know? So yeah, it's your face, your body. Do to it whatever you want, baby. It's your body, your face are some of the few things in life you actually can have and can control. Hopefully. Hopefully you get to have control over them. I hope so. Okay? Let me know if you're not. We're gonna beat people up. God. Um, Thank you so much, Nev. You're very sweet. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, Maliha says that she loves Dita too. Yeah, she's a Libra. I really like her. She has questionable taste in men, but then again, so do I. I think a lot of us do. You know, yeah, we often don't get to choose whom we love, right? Okay, so let's see. What do I need to work on for March? Jennifer, you're first. Because you're the first one whose question I saw. Sorry about this. The card fell on the ground. Well, you need to take a break, Jennifer. Yeah, you've been burning the midnight oil, the candle at both ends. You need to take a break, my love. You need to rest. And if you want to work on something, work on changing your mind, work on your communication patterns, be softer, be more peaceful, more conciliatory. Four of Swords, yeah? Stable communications, good negotiations. See win-win in conversations that you have with other people. Here is how you can help me, here is how I can help you, yeah? Do I have a connection with Raj? Why am I so attracted to him? Okay. So this is for you, Simran. Simran, this is for you. Do you have a connection with Raj? I feel like it's momentarily on pause or on hold. I feel that this is the Six of Emotions, so this is the Six of Cups, a past life attraction, a karmic attraction. I think you guys met each other in a past life, but I don't think that you're meant to continue living in this incarnation because you're meant to grow in a different direction than he. He just appeared in your life to remind you of something from your past that you need to pay attention to in the present. You might need to let go. You need to see him, let go of him, so that you can move forward to something better. Mariam, what's coming my way this March? Oh, Mariam. If I remember correctly, you're a Pisces like me. Well, what isn't coming your way this March? With Saturn in our sign for the next 2.5 years. I hope you guys will still like the work that I do. I hope so. Oof. Okay, Mariam, for you, Queen of Emotions blocked. So this is you, because the Queen of Emotions is Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. So you are a water sign, if I remember correctly. And I feel that you will feel a little bit detached from who you are. I think it's the beginning of the Saturn transit. And it might make you feel almost as if you're wondering, who am I? What is my purpose? What am I supposed to do? You will feel very tempted to become somebody else, to escape who you are, because it will feel quite heavy to be who you are. But hold on. Keep asking yourself this question. Stay present and observant. Allow the universe to show you who you are through experiences, through people, through gifts, through opportunities that will come your way, and you will gradually form a new identity. It will be a process that takes place for 2.5 years, so be patient with it, okay? You guys know I'm not telling you lies. I'm telling you what I see in the cards. So I do apologize if some of these messages are not what you want to hear, yeah? Sohela, happy full moon to you too. You would love to hear any messages that comes up from you. So Sohela, okay. And then we're gonna do S. So Sohela, messages that need to come through for you You are in complete emotional control. You are maturing. Congratulations. I feel like you passed a really important test of maturity in your life. Your emotional control is paying off. People see you as an authority. They will come to you for advice. This is the King of Cups card. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but in a masculine energy. So you're able to, by using your emotional intelligence, you're able to delegate tasks to other people in a very kind and conciliatory manner. People respect you and the way you express your emotions. And for S, will you get married this year? Let's see. Ooh, most likely. And it could be that it will be, because the card behind it was the Knight of Materials. You might get married with a Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, but they are not a high vibrational Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, so they could be a little bit controlling and materialistic. So be careful about this. But I see with the Sun here, yes, most likely you will get married. All eyes are on you. You could even get pregnant with the Sun here. Okay, so let's see. Jules, what aspect of my life should I focus on right now? What needs the most work? Okay, so the reason why I selected the Muse Tarot is because it has these roses. And, you know, when I think of Leo, I think of roses. I think of red royal roses. I think of somebody that is a muse, an inspiration. So I think the Muse Tarot fits very well. Jules, what aspect do you need to focus on? Your money, your food, your vitality, your health, your body, anything that you can touch, see, taste, and smell. You're getting fresh energy in this area of your life. You will feel quite revitalized, empowered. It's the beginning of something that you might need to put some effort in, but it's a new way to earn your income, to take care of your daily routines, and to take care of your health and physical embodiment. Yeah. So that's what's coming up for you. Let's see. Semela, what's coming my way in March? I have an important exam on 20th of March and birthday at 22nd March. It's my birthday on the day of your exam. Oh my God, congratulations. I hope that, sorry, why did I say congratulations? Like I'm congratulating you for my birthday. No, first of all, I hope that my birthday's energy, because you're tapping into it as well by being here and by being part of my crew, I hope that that will help you with your exam. And also I got a little bit excited because your birthday is just 2 days away from mine. So congratulations with that. Happy belated birthday from me, or in advance, I would say. I see here the Ace of Visions. Be on the day of your exam, because it's the Ace of Swords blocked. This shows communication that will feel a little bit stunted. Try to prepare for your exam, especially if it's an oral exam. I feel like the emotions will get the best of you and you might freeze on the day of the exam. Prepare as much as you can. Create a script for what you are going to say, especially if it's an oral presentation, if it's an oral exam. Write it down to the last word, to the last thing, and repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, up until the day of the exam, because you will know it by heart and you will not fidget so much. I feel like on the day of the exam, you will feel quite emotional, and you have to prepare your mind for the fact that your emotions could get the best of you on the day of your exam. So, you know what they say, preparation is the best defense, I think. Yeah. So what's coming your way in March? It's an understanding of how your emotions are married to your mind. You shouldn't just walk over your emotions and think it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be able to be in control on that day. Keep in mind that you could get quite sensitive and quite emotional on the day. So prepare, write a speech, get ready with your answers, prepare beforehand so that you won't get overwhelmed on the day of the exam. Like I got overwhelmed when I was trying to answer this question. Robertoni, full moon transiting my north node in Leo. What does it mean? Well, how are you feeling? How was today? How was yesterday? Do you have something important planned for tomorrow? Usually North Node on the moon shows a person with a lot of feelings, feeling quite high and low. You could be waking up in the morning feeling quite calm, and then by noon you're feeling quite manic and excitable, and then by evening you're feeling quite melancholic and sad. People that have, they're born with North Node conjunct the moon, they have a very difficult time controlling their feelings. And for you, thankfully, Robert, this is only temporary. It's a transit. You only have the North Node conjunct the natal moon at the moment. Jennifer is wishing love and luck on Deba's journey. Oh, yeah. So coming back to Robert's energy, what does it mean? It means that you're thinking in a very different way about who you are and the way in which you express yourself and your feelings. Your feelings are the most important at the moment. You should pay strong attention to them. Okay, do you guys have any more questions? When is the blockage in love going to be unblocked? Nulam. Okay, Nulam. The Hanged Muse at the end of Pisces season. We have here the Hanged Man or the Hanged Muse in this deck. This is the card of Neptune. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. Pisces season is from the end of February, beginning of March. It would normally end around the spring equinox on the 20th of March. So following that date, you will feel that the blockage in love will be unlocked. Okay, guys, I feel like we're already 1 hour and 30 minutes into this, almost 30 minutes into this. I will take one more question if somebody has another question. Okay, so some of you are supporting each other regarding the loss of a father or some difficult father dynamics. Yeah, father dynamics have been actually the theme of Pluto and Capricorn's transit, because as you guys know, Capricorn represents authority, fatherhood. It represents the one that holds power over you, and it's usually the masculine energy, because Saturn is a very masculine yang energy. I'm so sorry for those of you who lost parents. It is very difficult. I mean, in my family as well, we had some problems regarding my father, some health scares that thankfully were not actually coming true. So he got the results and they were all okay. So I can only imagine how difficult it must be. Simra, my birthday is coming up on the 10th of February. Well, happy birthday in advance. I hope you guys actually, if I remember correctly, Mercury is switching into Aquarius either on the 11th or the 12th. So you're gonna feel like if you're a sun in Aquarius celebrating your solar return around that time, you're gonna feel incredibly inspired. You're gonna want to read and write, and it's an excellent period to hold presentations. Chris, will we be together this year, please? Okay, I'm gonna take Chris's question and then I'm gonna have to wrap it up, guys. Yes, very clearly, Chris, yes. 10 of emotions. The cards don't lie, so you see it here. 10 of emotions is happiness. You will feel happy this year, Chris. I'm not sure if necessarily related to this person you want to be together with. Most likely, yes, if that is what truly makes your heart happy. But you will find a sense of deep inner happiness and peace, okay? You'll be able to celebrate. Okay, my loves, so Maliha. Okay, I'll take Maliha's thing. Maliha's question is the person on my mind. The right now for my future spouse, is he the one? Hello, Natalie. Someone, if you want a card, you need to ask a question. So for Maliha, is the person on your mind the one? Okay, are you ready for the answer? No. The person on your mind is not the one. Which is actually quite good news, because that means you've yet to meet the one. This person can pop up anytime. You can fall in love anytime, which is wonderful. Okay, good. Well, I said I will finish here. Yeah, I feel like in the chat, a lot of you are talking about Losing fathers? Okay. I might write an article about that. If it helps you in any way, I might write an article about that. Keep your questions, guys, for the next full moon live. I want to maintain this tradition and show up again for the full moon that is taking place next month. It will be a full moon in Virgo, so it will be a completely different candle, ritual, and makeup. Varisha is asking, am I ever going to meet you? Do you mean me, or... Yeah, we should have a meet and greet at one point. I'm not a famous celebrity, but yeah, I guess we can organize something local. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for being present here. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit because of the incense. I need to open the window and kind of stomp it. It's been a pleasure, as always. I'm blasting you with light. I really hope you can feel it, okay? Hold on. I know February is a little bit of a downer of a month, especially in the northern hemisphere where it is winter. But we've got many things to be grateful for. We made it so far. We will continue to grow and change and experience a lot of really interesting things. And yeah, I'm very grateful for you guys for being here. I hope this helped. I hope you had fun. And I cannot wait to see you next time. Marion, thanks. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Jules. It's wonderful that you guys are here. I really didn't expect you guys to be here. So thank you so much. I can't wait to read your comments after I wrap this up and YouTube processes this video. So take care, okay? Happy full moon, happy Imbolc, happy Lunar New Year of the Water Rabbit. There's so much to look forward to. And I'll be here trying to help you as much as I can, okay? Ciao.